were you the most afraid of growing up? Like, what was your big fear?
Blueberry Pop-Tarts.
I remember this story, but share with the people that may not.
I mean, it wasn't like my fear, but that's the first thing that popped up in my head. So, as a kid, my brother and I were eating Pop-Tarts that just so happened to be blueberry Pop-Tarts. I was eating it just fine. My brother finished his 2 Pop-Tarts and was like, oh my God, I can't believe you're going to finish that. And I was like, what do you mean? And he said, don't you know the inside is blue like that because that's fly guts. They just mash up flies and make Pop-Tarts. And I don't know why I wasn't like, but you just ate both of them. And I was like, oh, that's disgusting. Thanks for like taking care of me and making sure I don't eat fly guts. Here you go. You can eat them. And he's like, okay, thanks. And ever since then, I've eaten a couple of...
I love blueberry Pop-Tarts. I love Pop-Tarts in general, as long as they've got the icing. I don't like the icing-less.
The plain.
But
yeah, just no blueberry. Just no blueberry.
For me, it was just being afraid of the dark.
Oh, I used to be really
afraid
afraid
of the dark. So I always had to have my TV on and stuff like
still
that.
Do.
So yeah. But it's not because I'm afraid. It's just habit, I guess, at this point.
No, I'm still afraid of the dark. If I have to like get up and go to the bathroom, I'm not gonna like wobble my way to try to figure out where I'm at. I'm gonna take a flashlight.
And if I try to get you to eat a Pop-Tart, a blueberry Pop-Tart, you're not having it.
I'm not scared of it, but it still disgusts me. Yeah, something about it.
Let Me Explain Studios recently put out a video called My Childhood Fears. And I'm thinking that we should check this one out because it's been recommended to us on our Discord. Nice. And we appreciate those recommendations.
Thank you.
So let's check this one out.
I feel like this is going to like bring up some stuff that I forgot about.
I hope not.
Oh, hello, my geeks and peeps, my explainers and entertainers, my little oodle-lollies. Rebecca Parham here. So this is a little embarrassing, a possible design flaw, but my elevator swing is, stuck. But don't worry, I called for reinforcements earlier. So, do you think you could get here soon? Ah, thanks. Great, you're a lifesaver, buddy.
Yeah, no problem. I'll be there in a flash. Okay, bye-bye. Hey, wait a second.
Yes, I know I'm a toon and I could technically survive the fall, but the landing is still painful and the way down is still very scary, and I'd rather spare myself the fear, thank you. So until the cavalry arrives, why don't we just chat? Fear is a funny thing, isn't it? If you've seen Pixar's Inside Out, you know that each of your emotions has a job to do that's essential to your survival and overall well-being. Fear's job is to keep you safe, stop you from doing stupid things that will hurt or kill you, physically, emotionally, and socially. But sometimes fear makes some strange decisions about what it perceives to be a threat. Yes, I see your point about this giant cliff, very big, very scary, very dangerous. But, why? When you're kids, fear is a kid too. It hasn't figured out the world yet. It doesn't know what it's supposed to be afraid of.
Yeah.
I don't trust that vacuum. But
Literally.
that strange
Literally
man offering
Shorty.
free candy out of his white van? Now that's the picture of trustworthy right there. When I was a kid, my biggest fear was loud noises. And by extension, I feared anything that made loud noises. Most specifically, fireworks, those door stoppers that go... and especially balloons. My mortal enemy. We meet again. A balloon just had to be in the room and I would side-eye it suspiciously the entire time. Like I thought, any second now it will inexplicably pop out of nowhere. And then I'll die. I was talking to my mom about this old phobia of mine and she told me this story from when I was 3 years old. I don't personally remember this incident, but it certainly left a mark on my mom. One weekend, my parents took me and my sister Rachel to the circus. The whole 3 rings. Clowns, flying trapeze, tightrope walkers, you get it. Now I don't and have never had a fear of clowns, so I didn't mind when the painted jokesters emerged, driving their comedically small vehicle to perform the classic clown car gag. The car drove up, the door opened, a clown avalanche occurred, and then as the car was being driven away, it backfired out its tailpipe. And it backfired incredibly loudly, like the blast of a shotgun, complete with special effects flash and puff of smoke. And I, sitting in the stands with my family, was so horrified by this sudden loud noise that I stood up, put my hands on my ears, and just started screaming at the top of my lungs. Just standing there, screaming. It's like I thought, if I'm just louder than the loud noise, I shall win the day. My sister Rachel must have thought, oh, I guess this is what we're doing now. Because she quickly followed suit, standing up with her hands on her ears, being the harmony to my melody of terror. I didn't get taken to another circus until I was 11 years old, and it was Cirque du Soleil. As an adult, I can say I pretty much grew out of this fear. Me and balloons, we're back on speaking terms. But if I'm honest, there's still a small part of me that doesn't care for sudden loud noises. If you ever watch me during a fireworks show, you can see a teeny tiny little micro flinch every time one of those big mortars goes off. It probably looks like I have a nervous tic or something. Now, another fear I had growing up was oddly specific, but maybe it's one a few of you can relate to. I was absolutely terrified of the feeling of flying out of your seat on theme park rides. You know, the thing that people actually like about theme park rides, the thing they stand in line for 90 minutes to experience. Anything with a steep drop in it made me think I was going to die. It could be a roller coaster, a log flume, a shoot ride if you want to get theme park nerdy. But my absolute nemesis growing up was the drop tower rides. The big tall towers that suddenly drop you.
You do?
One of the most famous drop towers is the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror over at Hollywood Studios in Disney
That
World.
would probably scare me,
This ride was my worst nightmare. You see, Disney is really good at setting a mood and psyching you out before you even get on the ride. Theming, as they call it. And I was very susceptible to all of that as a kid. I had a hard time remembering that this was all make-believe. So a drop tower themed is a creepy haunted hotel with an elevator that will kill you. Yeah, that was maybe a little bit of a trigger for young me. And very often on our Disney vacations, an adult had to wait outside with me while everyone else enjoyed the ride. So when I was about 8 years old, I was still dealing with this fear. And Mom and Dad saw this as a teaching opportunity. Time to face one's irrational fears head on and learn that there are far more terrifying things in this world than an amusement park ride with 8 million safety regulations built into it. So they made me get in line for the Tower of Terror. And sure enough, I got psyched out as we were walking through the creepy, elaborately decorated line.
Yep.
I was literally shaking, begging my parents to not make me do it. And when we got to the front of the line and sat down in the front row of the ride car, I had finally hit my limit. I put my head down and just started sobbing. The whole car of riders went silent and stared at me. Mom and Dad knew that I didn't need to be there anymore. The cast member in charge leaned down and very gently said to me, "My dear, I cannot start this ride if you are crying." And from the depths of my tormented soul, all I could say was one word. Good. I was let off the ride, much to my relief. And it wasn't until I turned 13 that I finally faced the Tower
Wind blowing
of Terror.
in the hair and a sword in hand.
As a child, I feared you. But I am a child no longer. Question for all of you. Did a certain movie or TV show really scare you as a kid but then become your favorite when you got older? Because that totally happened with me.
Kind of.
Like, Alice in Wonderland really freaked me out as a kid. Especially the Cheshire Cat when he disappears that first time, leaving only his smile.
Yeah.
Now, I am a
Cheshire
sucker
Cat,
for
pretty
anything
creepy.
Alice in Wonderland. Jurassic Park terrified me as a kid, and now it's my favorite live-action movie. I don't know. Maybe we
Gotta
all
respect
eventually become
Jurassic Park.
fascinated by the things that scared us as kids. Or maybe we all stay traumatized. After all, what is adulthood but a constant state of dealing with past trauma? But you know what? I'm gonna go on record and say that I think a little bit of fear is healthy for kids. Because if we never get scared, how can we learn to be brave? So maybe the balloons and theme park rides and creepy grinning cats of your past taught you a lot more than you think.
Maybe.
Hey, Rebecca! I'm here!
Lottie? Well, what are you doing here? I called Tom for help.
Well, you see, Tom realized he's, in London, so he called Jaden to ask her to do it. But she was busy, so she called James, who called Emirichu, who called Cypher Den, but she couldn't make it because she's in New York. So Den called Taz, who called Illumination, who called the Fright Invader, and I just happened to be in the area, so he called me, and here I am.
Well, I did move out into the woods in the middle of nowhere. What else did I expect?
Yeah, we all thought that was kind of antisocial of you.
Well, thank you for coming all the way out here, Lottie. You think you can help me down?
We are Toons. You can survive the fall if you just jump down.
I don't want to jump down. It's scary.
Face your fears, Rebecca.
Lottie, no. No. Don't do it, Lottie. Please. No, Dad, Lottie. No, stay. Do not.
Down she falls.
Plump.
You're welcome. Anything else I can do for you? You got it. Thank you so much for tuning in, but now we gotta tune out. Bye.
Shorty is just making himself as comfortable as possible.
So that reminded me of two different things. First was scary movies from when you were a kid.
Yes.
I remember watching a specific Disney movie and being just,
Ooh.
you already know,
Yes, I do.
absolutely petrified. Time to go to bed? Oh, I'm gonna run as fast as I can and jump into my bed. That way nothing grabs me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look under the bed. That movie scared the fuck out of me.
Yes.
Any
Little
movies?
Monsters was a lot like that for me. Because
Really?
the little monsters lived under the bed. And
Yeah.
it was like the
Don't Look
portal
Under
to
the
get
Bed
down.
was like scary when I was a kid though.
Little Monsters was scarier than Don't Look Under the Bed. Sorry to break that
I
to
don't
you.
think so. I don't think so.
You are thinking of the same movie I'm thinking about, aren't you?
The one with the little blue guy?
Maurice, Mohawk,
Like, he's like,
the kid from Wonder Years,
Yeah,
Savage,
yeah.
whatever his name is.
I don't know, it's been a long time since I watched that movie.
Trust me.
I think of it being like a cutesy monster movie.
It's a gritty 80s movie where they piss in people's apple juice and play pranks on other kids, and he slowly starts transforming into a monster also, and like...
I need to go back and watch that.
You do.
I'm
do.
gonna have to look up because I don't remember the name
It wasn't
of it.
scary, but like the thought of that being a thing, that the monsters actually lived under your bed and that you could be transported in their portal and shit, is kind of scary.
Yeah.
But it's a great movie, and I don't know, The Dark. What else was I afraid of? Heights for sure.
The Ring. I was a little bit older when that happened. Oh, I thought we were still talking about movies.
Well, Friday the 13th,
Yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street was horrifically terrifying as a kid because you have no
you have
choice
to
but to go to sleep.
You have to sleep.
So,
yeah.
I didn't have any kind of unconventional, normal fear,
Yeah, mine was like The Dark. I remember I was like maybe like 8 or 9 and going to a theme park for the first time, like a big theme park, and being able to ride the rides. And I stood in line and I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
And so my family just went on and like let me stay like with the attendant. And then I was like, okay, I'm gotta do it, And then I rode it like 7 times in a row. Loved it. During that same vacation, though, we were in Gatlinburg. It's like the closest place that you can go to for stuff like that. We were walking by Ripley's Haunted Attraction, and they have some people outside who like
creepy
pretend
stuff.
like they are in half.
Yeah.
And it really looks like they are. And we were walking by, and I was like, Dad, that guy's totally faking it. And the guy heard me. And he's up on these like boxes, and there's like a mirror so you can't see.
Yeah.
And he's like, little girl, hop up on these boxes. And I was like, Dad's like, you heard him? And I was like, fuck. So I like climbing up these boxes, and then it's just like a spawn. And he's like, come back tomorrow, and So my family decided it's a great idea that we should go there. Now, my step-siblings were like tweens, teenagers, and I was like 9. So we go, and I'm like, guys, I really don't want to be doing this. This is not my thing,
Yeah.
Then we get in there, they pay, we go up this scary, fucking sketchy elevator, and they're like, you, little girl, you're gonna be the leader. So I had to lead my entire family through this haunted house I was the one making the choices, and you had to go left or right, and like different things led you to different scary stuff. And all that I had, which we had to buy, was this little fluorescent flashlight. It's not even a flashlight. It's like the one with like the plastic. And I was just like throughout the whole thing.
Poor thing.
I think my dad might still have that thing.
Well, you did it.
It was horrible.
Did you feel like accomplished after you got done?
No. I remember there was this one part where you get to an elevator and you have to go inside with this person that's in there, and there's blood everywhere and the door's closed. And as the door's closed in blood, it says, "It's not over." And I just fucking lost it and was
Crying?
like, I can't do this anymore!
Oh.
And the dude was like, okay, now listen, I'm not supposed to tell you, but like it literally is almost over.
Yeah.
We get out of the elevator and there's locked. And I'm like, he wasn't lying. And I run. You're not even allowed to run. I run to the lot only to be tricked. It was just like a balcony. Then I see this like exit door for emergencies only. Fucking booking it. I'm going out that door. I don't care if my family follows me. I don't care if somebody steals me. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Somebody. I don't think so. It was terrifying.
But you made it.
I made
and you're
it.
here today. A true survivor, ladies and gentlemen, of childhood fears.
Yes.
As we all are, I believe, to some extent. But Let Me Explain Studios put out this wonderful video, and we really appreciate it. I am subscribed. Are you? You probably should be. Let Me Explain Studios does some wonderful animation and has some great hot takes and stories and just relatable content.
Yeah.
In general. Thank you, Dr. Dell, for recommending this video.
Thank you, Dr. Dell.
We greatly appreciate that. But if you want to go support Let Me Explain Studios, you can subscribe like we did and check out their other work. It's wonderful. If you liked our reaction to this video, you can subscribe to our channel. Give us a like on this video and join our Discord, which will be linked down in the description along with the original video.
If you have any recommendations for us, you can leave it there or in the comments below.
And we really appreciate those. Sometimes we're scratching our heads like, what are we even going to react to? And this is one of those. Our community has recommended this video to us, and you could be part of that as well. We also live stream every Monday and Thursday night from 6:30 Eastern Standard Time to 8:30, and we would love to see you there. But for this video,
It's gonna do it.
you think?
Yeah.
All right.
See you guys.